crash last night. Authorities say it happened around 7:30 near 234th and Highway 6. That's just west of the Nebraska crossing outlets. One person died in the crash. Another was taken to the hospital. The crash was cleared just after midnight, and right now we don't know what caused it. Stay with First Alert 6 on air and online as we work to find out more information for you. Well, good morning, everybody. It's so good to have you with us on this Friday morning. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley, joined by Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. We have a great forecast in store for a Friday. Makes it feel more like a Friday, too, when it's nice out.
Everybody's going to be in a great mood today, hopefully. Beautiful weather. We're going to warm up quickly this morning. A lot of sunshine to go with it. Hopefully you can open up the windows and just let the house cool down and air out a little bit. And you can see the beautiful sunrise we have here to start things off. The river's looking great. A little sun glare is probably the biggest issue this morning. Sunny day and the warmest of the week on the way today. First Alert 6 weather day for Sunday with snow showers that'll impact parts of the area on Sunday. Show you where is most likely to get that here shortly. And a busy pattern next week. Nearly daily chances of rain. It won't be all day rain, but each day has a chance. You can see some high clouds moving in from the northwest here. As we go through the morning hours, those are going to be fairly harmless. We're looking to the west at those and northeast, or northwest, I should say, and not a lot to them. 36, southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. Feels like 30. You still want a coat as you head out, but those numbers are 5 to 15 degrees warmer right now than they were at 7 o'clock yesterday. That is a good start, and we're going to warm it up even more. Even though we will have a northwest wind here shortly, that'll gust to near 25 miles per hour, and into the evening hours may back off a little bit. So a little breezy at times, high clouds moving through. By 9 o'clock, we're in the 40s, and then heading towards noon, we're up into the 60s. We gained 20 degrees over that 3-hour window, and that is so key to our warming this time of year. 9 to noon, the rate of warming is very fast, and by 3 o'clock, we're up near 68 to 69 degrees for the high today. A little bit warmer in some spots. Wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of 70s on the Nebraska side, and then cooler to the east. By 7 o'clock, we're right around 60, falling off through the 50s and the 40s tonight. Should be a quiet night heading towards Saturday, which actually is trending warmer. And we start off with some clouds right around 30, and we get quite a bit of sunshine. 50 on Saturday, the way it's looking now. A little bit of a north breeze, maybe at 25 miles per hour. Still a First Alert 6 weather day on Sunday. This is not a big snow maker, but it's the next one, and I think it's going to have some impacts to the area as it moves through. Snow, maybe some sleet showers through mostly the afternoon. I think it builds in late morning, develops, and then is out of here pretty quickly. Best chances for most of the snow is going to be south of I-80. Less than an inch in the metro, but you don't have to go too far south to run into some bigger totals. This is the way I see the snowfall playing out. An inch or less around I-80, Douglas, Sarpy, Pottawatomie County. You go Red Oak, Plattsmouth, Lincoln, and south. You get some 1 to 3 inch totals. And there might even be a heavier pocket that needs to be added within this. I would say northwest Missouri probably has the best chance of maybe going over 3 inches. We'll see if we need to add another contour layer there. But you can see as we go through this here, that's the way the snow is going to look out of this one. I don't think it's a big snowmaker. It's a pretty quick mover as well, but a First Alert weather day on the way for Sunday to account for that.
All right, so Sunday we've got some winter weather, but next week we have a lot of precipitation and it looks like rain. So should we just keep the umbrellas in the car all week long?
Probably a good idea. And whatever mud that was created by the melting, it's probably going to continue next week. We're not talking all day rain here with any of this, but several opportunities. And here's what one model shows with the moisture out of the Sunday snow. This keeps it just south of Omaha. You can see how that adds up a little bit more. So still, again, fine tune and figure things out with that. But look at this model as I ran it all the way through next weekend, and look at the opportunity for an inch plus of rain from Omaha to the southeast. And it could be a pretty good soaker. Some of this could actually be from thunderstorms too. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised to hear some rumbles of thunder, see a little lightning. Different model, kind of the same story. All the way through the entire 10-day forecast, you're seeing some 1 inch plus rain totals, and this would be needed. We're dry. We could soak up a lot of this if it falls at a slow enough pace, and it'd be great. So starting Sunday, it kickstarts a busier weather pattern with Monday afternoon rain chances, more on Tuesday, and this could easily be a scenario where one round moves through. It'll impact where we're able to return the moisture and build the next chance. So pay attention each and every day leading up towards next weekend, where we have some, well, wetter than average weather likely to continue even towards the middle of March. So a lot of moisture may be lining up for the first half of March here, which if we could space it out enough, it'd actually be pretty welcome the way things are looking.
Okay, let's get an update on the roads this morning. What are we talking about on a Friday?
I tell you what, it's pretty quiet out there, and I like that. It's good. Everybody getting where they need to be. If we can get through another hour of this, I think we'll be okay. But let's head over to the traffic maps here, and you can see how things are looking. That's a lot of green on the map. There have been some periodic slowdowns here on 144th heading towards I-80 and Highway 370 heading towards I-80. That's where it's been the most consistent with some slowdowns there. Otherwise, you're looking on Dodge. Look around the area right now. Let's go back here a little bit. I think I had it set up the wrong way. There we go. This is what I wanted to talk about here. Nothing to show you on that camera there, but don't forget about the road closure here on Military between 67th and 70. I encountered this, forgot about it actually a couple of days ago. This is through the end of May, and you'll notice you're just on the south edge of Benson Park where we have that. They're doing some bridge work there. Otherwise, you go west this morning, Maple's looking good, Dodge looking good, Center looking good right now, 680 as well. A lot of green on the map. Traffic. There's those slowdowns, 144th that I mentioned, and Highway 372, as everybody's trying to get on the interstate to get where they are going. So no big problems right now. Keeping an eye out on crashes. Got Bo in here to help me out a little bit now on behind the scenes and make sure we don't miss a single crash that comes in.
All right, we know you're on it. You and Bo. Rusty, thank you. Your news now. We are learning new details about a high-profile sex trafficking bust at an Omaha hotel. Patel Kavan Kumar took a plea deal with federal prosecutors.
As part of that deal, he admits he knew 3 adults recruited 2 minors for prostitution. Prosecutors say the adults took the victims from Colorado to a now closed American off of I-80. Gavan Kumar was an employee there. The 2 victims were told to have sex with hotel employees in exchange for rent. Gavan Kumar faces up to life in prison when sentenced in May.
Well, police arrest a man after a standoff at an Omaha apartment. Police tell us they received a report of a person held against their will Wednesday night near 96 and Park Drive. When officers showed up, they say the victim ran out and the suspect barricaded himself inside. A SWAT team helped take the suspect, 36-year-old Charles Reed, into custody.
Well, the mother of one of the 2 young girls killed in a Fremont explosion is now suing Horizon Biofuels. The company owns the site where the explosion happened. Lauren Baker's daughter, 12-year-old Haven, was in the break room with her 8-year-old sister while their father, Dylan Danielson, was working. Lauren claims that Horizon should not have allowed her daughter to even enter the building due to the known dangers of producing wood pellets. The suit also argues that Horizon did not control dust collection, maintain equipment, properly staff and train the workers, or fix reported issues. Baker is requesting a jury trial and seeking damages.
Well, earlier this month, OSHA proposed nearly $150,000 in fines to Horizon over the explosion. The agency cited combustible dust buildup and fire dangers. The Nebraska Department of Environment and Energy investigated an air quality complaint last February. That investigation noted wood dust on neighboring business property. The explosion happened 5 months later. In 2012, OSHA fined Horizon for workplace hazards and lack of training. The agency noted the company needed to make sure wood dust was properly handled.
First, thank you. Now at the safety desk with Maria Cade with a new warning from the Consumer Product Safety Commission. This one focuses on pressure cookers you might have.
Yeah, a lot of people have these at their home. More than 40,000 Gourmet 6-quart pressure cookers are a part of this warning, and the CPSC says that there is actually a burn risk when you use them. So these were sold between 2017 and 2020, both in person and online. The CPSC says the lid can open while it's still pressurized, and then that can cause hot contents to spray out onto you. There have been 5 reports so far of customers being burned. 4 of them had severe burns. And the issue has also actually prompted at least 2 lawsuits. So Gourmet says the product is safe when it's used as directed. They also said that the company stopped selling the model 6 years ago, which would have been 2020. So if you do have one, the CPSC says you should stop using it immediately and throw them out. Don't use it anymore.
Okay, thank you for letting us know, Maria. We're back after this.
Welcome back, everybody. I feel like we always are happy about Friday, but when the weather is going to be as nice as it is today, it just gives us an extra little boost, right?
Yeah, I think everybody should be in a really good mood.
Should be.
60s at the least. Might get a couple 70s showing up somewhere on some thermometers. Best odds probably south and southwest of the metro. Right around 70, though, for most of us. A great Friday on the way. Still chilly this morning. 30s. And a little bit of wind to make the wind chill down near 30 degrees. So you still want the heavier coat and the warm hat to start, but you won't need it for very long. We'll get through this day, this cool morning pretty quickly. High clouds moving through, wind gusts not really registering right now, but you can see they're out of the northwest gusting near 25 miles per hour at times. And later on this morning and into the afternoon. So a little breezy, but nothing damaging or anything, just helping us warm into the upper 60s. Yeah, we can still warm with the northwest wind. Helps us out quite a bit sometimes, as a matter of fact, down into the 30s by early on Saturday morning. First Alert 6 weather day still on the way for Sunday. Again, we're tracking snow showers, maybe a little sleet mixed in, mostly in the afternoon. Best chances, and most of the snow probably be south of I-80. Less than an inch in the metro, a little bit more as you go farther south. Here's a snow map again, an inch or less right along I-80 and essentially the Platte River. You go south, Plattsmouth, Red Oak, Lincoln, you get 1 to 3, maybe some higher pockets down in northwest Missouri. Every once in a while, model data comes in with a little bit more down here. So we'll see if we need to add an extra contour to this. And that's the way it looks right now. Not a huge snow, but what happens is it's going to pass through in the middle of the afternoon. So maybe you're going on a weekend trip to Kansas City. The return portion on Sunday could look like this with snow showers building in. Notice by lunch, there's scattered snow showers moving through. On the north edge of these, it'll be a pretty sharp cutoff, but there could be some heavier pockets there. They build in early afternoon, and then they keep on moving to the southeast by 4, 5, 6 o'clock. Towards 7, you'll notice here snow showers. They should move out pretty early in the afternoon, or early in the evening, I should say. Mostly an afternoon round of some snow, and then Monday and Tuesday bring with it the chance for a few more rain showers. Starts to pick up a busier pattern the way things are looking early next week. March, not exactly a lion. Okay. We talked about this, you know, just maybe a lion cub or something like that. Trying to bring a little snow.
Okay, and like I said, yeah, we're not really dipping or surging into higher temperatures even beyond this 5-day.
Yeah, I think the majority of this focus next week will be about the clouds and the shower potential. There may not be a ton of sunshine next week the way things are looking with 40s and 50s. That's why I'm not getting overly aggressive with any of the warmth next week, just because it'll all hinge on the clouds. And you'll notice by next weekend, don't forget that daylight saving time, set the clocks ahead 1 hour. We're going to have more daylight in the evening hours now and lose that hour of sleep. And odds towards the middle of the month leaning wetter than average and warmer than average for much of the area. We're looking at a stretch that, well, brings us several opportunities for precipitation. You know, 1 or 2 of those could have a little snow on the backside of those. But right now, we're talking mostly rain at this point, and 40s, 50s, maybe a couple 60s.
What an interesting winter this has been.
I know. Got a couple little bursts of it, and otherwise pretty quiet.
All right. Well, thank you, Rusty.
You bet.
Your news now happening today in Lincoln. Floor debate on LB 1235. So this would expand the Medical Cannabis Commission's authority.
And this new bill goes beyond dispensaries and growers to include patients, caregivers, and doctors. Now, if this passes, patients would have to register with the state. They would also have to pay a fee to legally have their prescription. Doctors would also need to enroll in a state program and follow commission rules to partake. The bill also takes away out-of-state recommendations for residents. Supporters say it gives the program some structure, but critics say it strips away protections patients already have.
Is a very narrow bill that only addresses the Cannabis Commission. It allows for commissioners to be paid. It allows for the commission to raise fees, and that's important for them to be able to do their work. But it doesn't do a lot to ensure that patients and families are going to get access to the cannabis that the voters approved.
Kavanaugh has been pushing a separate bill, LB 933, to give doctors legal immunity when recommending cannabis. That bill cleared committee this week and is now also heading to the full legislature. On to your Big Red Extra coverage now. Nebraska athletics continues making history for women. The Huskers are building a flag football program. They're the first Power 4 school to do so.
Athletics Director Troy Dannett announced five-time national champion Liz Sowers will be the team's first head coach. Now, Liz's twin sister Katie will serve as the associate head coach. Liz has led Ottawa University in Kansas to an 88-8 record. The Huskers offered California quarterback McKenna Cook their first scholarship last month. She says what Nebraska is doing is inspiring.
I think it definitely shows everything about their school in general and how much they believe in women's sports, and to be able to be the first school to ever come out with a team in the Power 4, I think is something really special. And I think the more and more teams are going to join in because they're leading the way, and I think that's something really special.
By the way, Sowers has been on the coaching staff for three different NFL teams, including the San Francisco 49ers, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's pretty cool. Coming up, a global franchise is celebrating 30 years by bringing back two fan favorite classics.
The details on the big re-release still ahead.
Welcome back, everybody. Not only is today National Pokemon Day, the franchise is also marking its 30th anniversary.
It started in Japan with the launch of the first Pokemon video games, Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Leaf Green for Nintendo Game Boy. To celebrate, Nintendo is re-releasing both of those games for the Nintendo Switch 2. They'll feature the original gameplay, the soundtrack, and characters the fans know and love. The video games each cost $19.99.
Oh, that doesn't sound bad. So is anybody here a Pokemon person?
I kind of missed the window with that. I don't remember playing it at all. I had Pogs and video games, but yeah, I never got to Pokemon, I guess.
When I was in elementary school, yeah.
Your brothers too?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. I had all the cards. I had the games for the Game Boy and the DS too. Yeah. I liked it.
What's the
remember
really
liking it.
expensive card? Is that the Charizard card that everybody wants, the big one that gets like millions of dollars?
I'm not sure if it's that one, but that's a popular character.
Okay.
Yeah, that was always my favorite. Fire.
Did you have, was this your jam at all?
Yeah, no, we were definitely in the demographic of like if you were a kid, but we were not a video game playing family. We were
Okay.
not allowed to, so kind of missed that. But you know, always saw the merchandise.
Happy
It was kind
anniversary.
of cool to see how it came back with Pokemon Go.
Oh,
just
yeah.
a couple of years ago,
Oh,
kind
God.
of introduced it to a new
2016.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get ready for our update in today's show. You can watch it here on streaming or over the air.
Have a great start to your weekend.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
A good Friday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Colt.
And I'm Erin Hartley. A lot to get to as far as weather and traffic goes. Here's the senior chief right now, Rusty Lord.
Let's talk about the traffic here. I'm keeping an eye on 144th and I-80. Had some occasional slowdowns as you approach some of the intersections here, but nothing major showing up right there. You can see the yellow. That's the 370, 144th, I-80 corridor there with some slowdowns. L Street pretty slow as well in some spots, but again, a lot of that's around the 72nd Street bridge construction. You got military closed between 67th and 70th. Don't forget about this one if you haven't gone through there lately, just on the south edge of Benson Park. And then a bigger picture shows, well, a lot of green on the map, which is good. We'll see if we can keep it that way for the next hour as we go through the heart of the commute. Now, let's get a look at the forecast and see where temperatures are this morning. We're pretty mild with some high clouds moving through, 36 and a feels like temperature of 30, south-southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. And well, we're already starting to see some 40s on the map. Millard, Elkhorn, Springfield in the 40s. We are going to warm up quickly this morning once the sun gets a little higher in the sky. And you can see the sunshine and 69 degrees for the high today. A great February day. And we've had a lot of these so far. Usually these are rare, but not the case this month. Northwest wind gets up near 25 miles per hour, so that's a tad pesky, but not a big deal. Then all the focus turns to Sunday with the snow. Not a lot of wind with this either, but an inch or less in the metro. And you go a little farther south, some 1 to 3 inch totals. We may have to add a heavier band somewhere within this as well as we get a little closer. But again, the heaviest snow probably between Omaha and Kansas City with this one, mostly during Sunday afternoon. Aaron?
Well, breaking news, a stretch of Metro Road is back open after a deadly crash last night. Authorities say this happened around 7:30 near 234th and Highway 6. One person did die. Another was taken to the hospital.
Well, it is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.
And shop with confidence, knowing you'll